Ken, sorry, but I didn't get a chance to see you play Saturday. How do you feel, considering the players that weren't there and the competition, everything? How do you feel you guys competed and played Saturday?
I thought our guys did a pretty good job. We some of the highlights were we rebounded well, 30 defensive boards to their 3 offensive boards. Our defense, 1 point in the first half, I want to say we held them scoreless for about 9 or 10 minutes. And that's hard to do because a lot of times you might have 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions in a row, and then you get to a point where you're content. And I thought our guys kept up the energy and were valuing most every possession. So I was really pleased also with the fact that we shared the ball, and I think because of that we shot the ball well. So we did some good things. I wish LC State had all their guys. They have a 7-footer that's a freshman that apparently is not eligible yet, and they have a couple other kids that did not play in that game, and it's too bad they didn't because it would have been nice if it was more competitive. But we got some good things out of that game.
Well, the competitive part starts Monday night.
yeah, that'll be as competitive as it gets.
You had some guys missing. Where do you stand with them, Reggie and Faisal and Abe? What are the chances of them competing on Monday night for you?
Well, with Faisal and Reggie, those 2 are still questionable. Okay. And with Abe, I guess I could say he's questionable. There's a chance he could play, but it doesn't look very promising.
What exactly is wrong with his foot? Okay.
You need to ask Nick. I don't really know the details because I just don't know. I know one of those brittle bones at the top is tender, and it's more than just the bone. It's spread out amongst about 3 bones on the top of his foot.
No, that's not that
Other than that, I don't
plantar or
know.
whatever the word is
No.
they had last year?
It's just
No.
a foot sprain.
So, okay. So
Oh yeah, that's what he was saying, a foot sprain.
Okay.
How different are you without Faisal or Reggie in the lineup? I mean, it's got to be a huge difference.
Oh yeah, when you don't have 2 starters, then that hurts quite a bit. But you just keep plugging away and go with what you have. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
One nice thing Monday will give you is a good, you'll find out where your bigs are. I mean, with Robert Sacre and Elias Harris and Kelly Olin, I mean, they have guys that can bring it inside.
Right.
And as probably as good as, maybe other than UCLA, anybody in your conference that way.
Yeah, they have as good of a front court as most any team in the country. Yeah. I mean, they're not only really good, they can go at least 4 deep. So they're very good up front.
Are you looking forward to actually seeing how your guys react to that competition?
I am. I'm anxious to see how we do because we've been going at each other now for a few weeks, and it's nice to play somebody different. Not sure we need to be playing Gonzaga at this moment, but it's still good. It's a long year, and we think we will get better and better as the year goes along. So this is a time where we can gauge exactly where we are at against really a top-level team and go from there.
More questions in here? Any questions on the phones?
Yeah, Ken, I haven't seen DJ Shelton, obviously. How would you kind of compare, and obviously he doesn't have D'Angelo's experience, but how would you compare and contrast his skills to him?
Comparing those 2?
Yes.
Boy, there's not much of a comparison right now. DJ's working really hard, but he's extremely raw. And, maybe that's where D'Angelo was as a freshman after a few weeks. I know he wasn't the player he ended up being, but DJ is not near what D'Angelo was at the end of last season. I think in time he has a chance to do that, though. But right now he's inexperienced in our program, and he's every day is another learning experience for him. So it's going to take a while.
Coach, how are the new guys adjusting to their first year of college basketball?
I think so far so good. When you say that, I'm just thinking about their time management with practice and classes, tutoring, study hall, everything else involved in college basketball. But as far as games, it's just hard to tell so far. But I think everything else, they've done a nice job adjusting from their past to being here at WSU.
Coach, this is Troy in Lewiston. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. So if you're, if Abe or Reggie or Basil aren't able to go on Monday, who are a couple guys that you're going to look at and say, all right, well, we're going to need something out of you?
To be honest with you, probably everybody else. Because, Brock and Charlie and DJ are going to get their minutes. But if Abe's not playing, Patrick Simon, Will Diorio will definitely get their minutes. And at the guard spot, Mike Ladd, Devontae Lacey, Marcus Capers, most everybody else that we suit up, we will need to play in that game.
And going back to Saturday, Devontae was one of those guys, and Ladd was as well. How did they impress you? I know it's only the Warriors, but obviously some progression is good, right?
Right. I thought they did a good job. Excuse me. Devontae and Mike Ladd. Dexter also is another guy that'll play, Monday night. All three of those kids shot the ball real well. And then Patrick, I think he hit a couple threes also. So they seemed relaxed and comfortable out there. Again, going against Gonzaga is different than LC State, but I'd rather see them comfortable against LC State than nervous. So that was a good thing.
And the last question I have for you is obviously with, you're going to hear it a million times, but obviously with Frank being gone, one of the things that you lose is a real three-point threat. Is there someone on your team that, is going to try to take up that mantle a little bit?
I think they're all trying to. But who will end up being the better three-point shooters? I think Faisal Aiden and Abe Lodwick are the two that have proven it the most. And so I think those two at the end of the season will have a high percentage from the three-point line.
Cool. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Ken, this is Bud. Not seeing the game Saturday. Did Devontae Lacey play point, or was he kind of combo? And when he was scoring, was it off the dribble or usually coming off the screen getting the pass?
But he did a little bit of everything. He hit some threes. He drove. He got to the free throw line. A couple pull-up mid-range jumpers. He scored a variety of ways, and I think he played the point guard the whole night because when him and Marcus were in together, I think he played the point also. So, he was at the point the whole game.
Hey, Ken, Bud Withers here. What do you know about the Gonzaga guards? I assume you've seen Gary Bell probably a bunch, but him and Pangos.
Well, I've only read about Pangos, but Gary Bell I know is extremely good. The Stockton kid has done a great job, I think, since he got there, and surprised some people last year. And yet he was just a really, really good, solid guard. So I think I talked about their bigs, but their backcourt's really good too. They're a little younger than their front court, but their backcourt's very good.